Hello and welcome back to Slow Gaming, where we're playing Football Manager 2019 with Bath City Football Club and the challenge to take them from the bottom of the available league system of Vanarama National League South all the way to the top of the Premier League while trying to not get fired. So let's start this episode off with having a small look at our team stats so far. Around 2/3 in of this season. So we have scored 62 goals in 29 matches, which are the second highest in the league, and goals conceded are 42, which is the fourth best in the league. So pretty decent. We have also a lot of yellow cards with 59 yellow cards, which are fourth highest in the league. And our average attendance is 910, which is eighth highest, which is decent but not the greatest. We'll take a small look, deeper look here on the team stats. One of the things we'll be looking at here is the attendance stats, which are important for us due to that we are playing a game that is heavily finance driven. So we make most of our decisions based on finance to try to make it from the bottom to the top. But we have some other stats that are interesting as well, like this one that says our average possession is 54%, which is third highest in the league, so that's pretty good also. Right where we want to be. We will take a look here first at the average attendance, that's said. So we're basically pretty close to the fourth place maybe, and then it drops off quite significantly. But we're a long way from the top 2-3 teams, and we will only get lower in these stats as we go up through the tiers. So it will be important to increase our team rating and reputation, and basically we do that by going higher up in the tiers. So a bit of counterintuitive, so to say, but that's how it is. And also we'll take a small look here at salary per annum. So the salary for us at the moment is 289k per year, and which are 12th in the league. So considering that we are third in the league, I'd say that's pretty darn good. The only teams that we have before us is Torquay and Billacay, which are spending over 800k per year and almost 1.3 million per year. So basically having almost 3 times the wage budget, and also having over 4 times the wage budget than we do. So that's quite huge actually. So anyway, that's just a short look here on the team stats. So remember to leave a like, subscribe and comment if you like what you see here, and we'll show you every step and every decision we make along the way. And for each episode, the most informative and positive comment will be pinned for each and single episode. And remember, we upload new episodes each day at 6 o'clock Central European time. So without further ado, let's get on with our game and the season. So in a week's time we have a away game against Dartford, which are 11th in the league. So it should be pretty easy game, hopefully, but we never know really. And we have been struggling quite a lot with the away games most of the second half of the season really. So might not be that easy that we want it to be, but also in general we have been playing worse against the worst opponents, basically. So this should be a game that is decent for us, I guess. And yeah. And here we have a report that one of our key player, Carl Stewart, is back from injury, so that's very good as well. And we have 3 players in the team of the week after last match that was very good for us. And we'll listen to the player form interactions here and criticize form for Kevin Awanka, and praise the form for Matt Richards and Ross Stern here. And this is something we have been pretty bad at. Now that I think about it, throughout most of the season, actually, to criticize or praise their recent performance. So that is something we will look to better ourselves at for the remaining of the season. So Straka is unhappy that he's not having playing time, and he's, well, not really our first option. So we'll talk to him and see what he wants. And actually it just worked out with just saying that we will wonder what's the problem, if there is any problem. He let us know that it meant a lot just asking him, so the problem solved itself, more or less. We might get the trouble again here later throughout the season, but he's quite old, so I guess it won't really matter that much, no matter how it goes. And here we have one manager of one of the players that we all have on loan, and we'll basically just say that we decide how good he actually is, and at the moment that he doesn't fit in the team, and he doesn't, since he's not really better than any of our players. We signed him as a loan player when our striker were injured, Ryan Brandt, for quite a lot of months. So that was the case then and isn't now. So we will add this team instruction as suggested from Jim Rollo. And the upcoming match, the bookmakers have us as a pretty even game. The odds for all results. And another scouting meeting. Let's hope we find someone interesting here, at least, which we don't really. Here one player that would be one of the better players in team. That's good, but we don't want to sign anyone that's old. We only want young players. At least that's how I play it, since those are those who don't want that much in wage in general, and also can be sold at a huge wins. So as said, playing financial game. So last week in training was pretty good, with an average rating of 7.6. And let's have a look at the individual level, if we see any improvement. And we see some improvement here with Ryan Brandt again, which is pretty good. You know, here we see he hasn't changed that much. He's improved a bit on strength overall this season, so that's good though. We have Carl Stewart doing a lot of improving here. That's good. Since he's lost a lot of attributes actually since joining, but gained back on quite a lot of attributes, or gained on a lot that he didn't drop before, so that's pretty good. And we'll let him know that we're happy with his training. And in the bottom we have Kieran Hodge, which we will criticize, since it's below 6.5, which is our bottom level that we accept. And for once we will allow all players that need match sharpness to play one match in the under 18s for 60 minutes. And we'll go to team selection, and we'll have Carl Stewart in the team. And roster and Sean Rigg, yeah, this looks correct. And as you see, we have a very weak goalkeeper here and defender on the right. So those are the key players that we're going to look to be signing for next year. And also midfielder on the left, since we won't be keeping, or actually on the right, we won't be keeping Ross Stern. So onward to the match, and let's hope we can have a result here. So an early highlight here, and Stewart with the goal. So a nice, good cross there from the corner from Stern, and Stewart put it well headed into goal. Yeah, great goal and a great start there for us. So let's hope we can continue that throughout the game, even though it was only 2 minutes in. Also, let me know if you think this setup, when we're watching the game between the highlights, if this is a good setup, or if you'd like to see it any other way, maybe with the league table beside somewhere. And so let me know, and we'll take a look at it as soon as possible to change it. But do remember, the episodes are recorded a bit ahead of time, so when I see the comments and read them and we'll do the changes you think would be best as soon as possible. And we make another goal, so it's 2-0 for Bath City versus Stafford, with a very lucky bounce, I guess, in the end there to Rigg, but we have Mills, and he's doing a pretty good cross, I believe. Well, basically a fumble in the middle, and then the ball bounces to Rigg, which are free, and makes a good finish and makes the lead 2-0 for us versus Dartford. So we have another highlight here building up, this time for Dartford, and it's Sam York versus our keeper, and unfortunately it's a goal. So 2-1 Bath City versus Dartford. Sorry for the pronunciation there. And actually our keeper sort of heads it into his into our own goal. So not the greatest. And there we had another highlight. Dartford with a free kick, which we clear, and now we have the ball up to Brunt, and it's a long pass to Mills, and Mills is 1-on-1 with the keeper and scores! Goal! 3-1 for Bath City versus Dartford. So a very good ending here on the first half, looking like, and a very good ball there from Brunt, and a good secure finish from Mills. So very good there. We really need the partnership with Brunt and Mills to play off and be good for the remaining of the season to have a chance at the title, which we are aiming at. So the first half stats is the scoreline is 3-1 for Bath City versus Stratford, and shots is 7-3, shots on target is 3-2, and possession is 53-47%. And overall, our team have had a very good match, and Mills and Brandt come up quite a bit, and also Sean Rigg and Carl Stewart with very good ratings, and no one that is below 6.6, so a very good first half for us. So looking here in the second half, we will probably do one change or two around the 60-minute mark, or maybe a bit later, since we have all our players very match fit and in a very good condition. And since they're having a good game, we'll wait a little bit with our substitution. So we'll make the suggested change there and wait for this highlight to play off. And after that, we will be looking into making a couple of substitutions. So here we'll then make the substitutions, and we can see that our midfielders in the center are the players that are most tired. And we don't really have any players that are playing that bad. We have Robbie Candy that is not having the best match of his game, so we will change him out. And we will also change Jordan Sanga out. And we will let both our players play central midfielder for now. And we'll see if we make our last substitution in the game, or just keep it open in case we get any injury or something. So, the last highlight of the game, this will be, I guess. So play building up here for Dartford, but basically the ball going back and forth. But now we have Stern to Mills to Brandt, and a beautiful finish there from Brandt. And he scores, and it's goal 4-1 for Bath City versus Dartford. So a very, very good goal there from Brandt, and also good passing from Stern and Mills, and very important here for us with Brandt getting back into the game with his goal scoring, which has been a bit lacking, so to say, for the last couple of games actually. So final whistle should be now and a second, and they have the final whistle. So the final scoreline is 4-1 for Bath City versus Dartford, and shots is 13-6, shots on target is 5-4, and possession is 54-46%. So a very, very, very good match for us here, with a good result. So let's go on for now and have a look at the table. So we don't close the gap to Billikay, but we close the gap to Torquay here, which we only drawed, I believe, since we were 7 points behind before. Now we're 5 points behind, and we're closing in on the goal difference as well. So very, very good there. And we get a news article which are praising Brandt, and we will praise Brandt as well, who had a really good game, as said. And we'll take a look at his season stats. And so far he's had 19 appearances and 1 substitution, and 11 goals and an average rating of 7.23 in the league, which are, well, pretty good. We shouldn't complain, but really we sort of expect him and hope him to be quite a lot stronger there, at least in the terms of scoring goals. Even though we have, of course, John Mills, who are our top goal scorer with 28 appearances and 20 goals, which is also decent, but sort of hoping there as well that he would score more, actually. Let's have a small look here at history. Yeah. So he's been playing in the lower leagues forever, basically. But he's a decent striker, actually. He's a good poacher, so working good for us. So another away game, and another team that isn't that good in the league. It will be against Concord in 5 days, who are 15th in the league. So should be a similar game like the last game against Dartford, and hopefully we can win that very securely as well. And for the under 23s, as usual, we'll let all players that need match sharpness to play in under 23s until they are fit for 60 minutes per match. And the under 23s met the Cardiff, which they of course lost the game, and that's no strange at all, but it's a good matchup for us, since that will probably suggest that we could a pretty good attendance and a good boost to our finances, which are looking very good, I'm imagining. If we compare to how it looked in the start of the season, where our balance was actually in the red, at least before the season actually started. So here we will listen to the team instructions that, as suggested from our assistant manager Jim Rollo. Again, we have very even odds here from the bookmakers. And we have the Swindon manager complaining again about the player that we're loaning from him, that he's not getting to play anything, and basically we'll just tell him that we are choosing our own players and not him. Let's go to the meeting again. Let's see if we have any interesting player here to choose among. Unfortunately not. We have a very good training week again at 7.66 as an average training rating. Let's have a look at the individual level. And nothing to say here really about any player. So let's have a short look at the finances as well for the next match. So far currently we have a balance here of 200k, and we started at minus 40k. So we have a very good season so far in terms of the finances. And we have a projection here that we will end up with a profit of 167k. It will probably be a lot better than that even, and that will make for a very good ground for next season, no matter if we're playing in this league or in the tier above it. We'll let that be for letting players be available for under 18s and under 23, as the suggestion already was, or as we have already instructed. And here we have we'll pick the team, and we will go with the same team as in the last match, as this is our only team, so to say. We don't really have backup for any of the players at the moment, but yeah, that's the case when we're trying to play a financial smart game. And also here in the lowest league, we can't afford any backup players, and also our current wage budget doesn't allow us to have any backup players, at least not with the current players that we have. But that is something that we will look into at the end of this season, with which players we will sack and which players we want. And we have Stewart 1-on-1 versus the keeper in the keeper phase, unfortunately. But we get the corner, at least. So, the corner here from Stewart. Will it be any good? No, unfortunately not. And here we'll always try to follow the advices we get in the green square or in the green textbooks. Well, I'm not really that into or that good in fiddling with the tactics and so on. We try to make reasonable substitutions in the game, and let our assistant manager basically handle the rest of the tactics and so what. But we have, of course, set up our formation, how we like to play from the start, and also our mentality a bit, how much attacking we are going forward with or not. So another highlight now been here for us. We have had a dominating first half so far, but no goal. And we break the ball in their half, and we get Stewart with a low shot just outside the post. So, first half is over, and the scoreline is 0-0. Shots is 14-2. Shots on target is 6-0, and possession is 61-39%. So basically a very good first half. Unfortunately, no goals though. And looking at our team stats, they all have decent stats. We have a couple of players that have 6.4 in ratings, so might be getting a little bit bad, but we'll keep an eye on them here in the second half, and we'll be looking to make substitution around the 60-minute mark if we don't need to do it earlier. Highlight now for Concord. Unfortunately, it's a goal. So it's 0-1 here for Bath City versus Concord. So we will go up to a very attacking mentality straight away and shout on the team that we demand more of them, since this is not at all an acceptable result for us. And yeah, so shout demand more. We'll here make a couple of changes, I think. So we'll take Cole Stewart off since he's having a bad game. And we'll switch out Robbie Candy again. We'll also have a pretty bad game and also a yellow card, so we don't want to risk that, and we'll make that suffice. And we'll shout at our players. Pretty good free kick from Stern there, but the header was bad over the bar. So we'll keep on shouting that we demand more, which we are, I said. And a highlight now with our goalkeeper putting it up, but yeah, we'll rig with a cross now. Straight to a goalkeeper, unfortunately. That's a long goal kick, but we break the ball from our defense, and the ball is up now to Sanga and to Mills, but the ball is back in their defense. We break the ball in our defense, and the ball to Rig, to Starker, to up with a long ball, and we lose the ball again. and it's in Concord defense, but they have a bad pass, and Mills is in the penalty box and snatches up the loose ball and scores. So it's 1-1. All equal. So let's hope we can keep on improving. So a very good finish there, and a good block from Richards behind the goal. So we keep screaming or shouting here, demand more. And hopefully our team, they reacted good to that shout, and we make another goal. But it has been disallowed. Unfortunate. Let's see. So let's see if we can make something happen. We have a free kick here from Stern. Can we make it? We hit the post. How terrible luck for us. And we have a free kick here from Brandt, and we hit the bar. We sort of got our hands on the rebound, but not good enough, and the match is going to be over here. One last chance, maybe. Can we? Yes, we make it. It's a goal for Bath City, and we have Brandt as the scorer in the very last second. How damn lucky, and how fortunate for us after all those close misses. I think we had 2, 3 hits on the bar and the post before that. So how incredible turn around there in the last second. So the final scoreline then, 2-1 for Bath City versus Concord, and shots 27 versus 6. Shots on targets is 11-3, and possession 59-41%. So in the end, not the scoreline that we're looking for, and not the scoreline that we should have, considering the chances and everything. But at least it was a win, and at least it was a pretty good game, and at least both our strikers scored. So can't complain that much about that match in the end, actually. So very good for us. And let's see in the table, no changes there, so we would have lost a lot of ground on Billikay and Torquay if we lost that match. And speaking of ground, now we have a 17-point clearance to 8th place, so making the playoffs is almost certain now for us. So that's good, at least. And a small article here. Yeah. So that will be all for this episode. So remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you like what you see. And also please engage all episodes. The most informative and positive comment will be pinned. So remember that. And thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.